Hi everybody and welcome. This is Alexa Linton with BalanceWorks Wellness, and it's great to have you here today on this video. Today we're focused on the one must-have tool to keep you steady in times of stress and to help both you and your animals when things start getting a little bit more stressful or there's times of change or transition. Okay. So what we're going to be looking at today is something that comes from a modality that I've been working with for the past 5 years, and that's the BodyTalk System. And we're going to be looking at a particular technique from the system that is profound, very, very helpful in times of stress and even in times of what we consider an emergency. And this technique is called the Cortices technique. So for some of you who are watching today, you may have done the Cortices technique many times, or you may have had it done on you by a BodyTalk practitioner. What this technique is able to do is it helps us to actually integrate the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So these two hemispheres, when we get stressed out, sometimes we find that the connections between them start to shut down a little bit or disconnect, and we feel like maybe we're operating a little more in one hemisphere than the other, and this can wreak a lot of havoc on our system. So either we can be operating in a very, very logical way with not a lot of creative or sort of more feely type influence, or we can be the opposite side where we're operating from a very sort of creative, even sort of forgetful place with not a lot of logic coloring that picture. So we want to make sure that both of these hemispheres are working together. Now when it comes to our animals, this is very important as well, because this is the balance between instinct and logic in our animals. So it's hugely important to really help them to make great decisions and to be really balanced and stress-free. Okay, awesome. The other thing that the Cortices is amazing for is turning on those areas of the brain that might have turned off when we start to get stressed out. So I think we've all had that experience where, lots going on and we're feeling under the pressure of something, and we feel like we really can't think or focus the way we'd like to. And often it's because that stress is actually creating disconnects in the brain. So the Cortices can help to rectify that and turn on those communication systems again. So before we get into the technique itself, I want to just come back to the breath, which is something we talked a little about on the call today if you were there. Now the breath is so important when we do any of these techniques for a number of reasons. One, it helps us to stay present and focused on the task at hand, in this case doing the Cortices. Two, it helps us to be really connected into our animal because they actually mirror our breath. So when we're breathing really shallow and quick, our animals will be doing the same thing. So we want to make sure that we are breathing nice and deep and regular, and our animals will sort of match our breath at that point and become more relaxed as well. So the third thing about the breath is very obvious. When we breathe deeply, we actually have the ability to help ourselves relax a great deal. And you've all probably felt this sensation. We take a nice deep breath, and on that out breath, tension can be released from the body. Awesome. So we're going to just focus on the breath really briefly here. I'm going to get you to place your hands over the base of the diaphragm, just under the ribs. There's a muscle that goes right around to the back called the diaphragm. This muscle helps us to breathe, and when we breathe in, we'll often feel it shifting and changing, even dropping in the body to allow the oxygen to come in. Okay, so we're going to try this right now. I'm going to ask you to place your hands under the diaphragm on the sides of the ribs. Good. And you're just going to breathe in nice and deep through the nose And you're going to just focus on bringing your breath deep into that diaphragm. And you'll see here what happens is that my hands actually move during the breath as that diaphragm drops. And you may even feel on the in-breath that it expands your spine and other areas of your body as well. Good. Nice job. So now we're going to take a look at the cortices, and I invite you to continue breathing as we move into the cortices. And this will actually help the technique in your body by helping your body to really see what's going on as we relax and as we breathe deeply and focus on the technique. Wonderful. So you're going to start at the base of the skull, and we're going to be doing a tapping technique. One tap here on the head as we take a nice in-breath. And then we're going to be coming down and tapping over the energetic heart complex. Good. And I'm going to talk in a little bit about why we do this. So you're going to start at the back of the head. There's a bony junction here. You want to place your hand right over that with the fingers together. And then you're going to come and you're actually going to start to tap with the intention of integrating the left and right hemispheres and turning on the brain. Good. Nice deep breath. Awesome. And then you're going to move your hand to the next position. So watch me roll my hand up to the next position, covering the whole brain. And then I'm going to tap again. Awesome. Nice deep breath. Good. And I'm going to continue to do the same thing with my hands. So I'm going to roll it up to that next hand position. And I'm going to tap again. Good. So this tapping is helping, first of all, when I tap the head, and helping the brain to notice any disconnections, any miscommunications happening. Awesome. And when I come down and I tap over the energetic heart complex, over the sternum, I'm actually asking the body to store that change. Good. And I'm going to come with my hand positions right down to my eyebrows, tapping the head, waking up the brain there. Good. And I'm tapping the heart to store that change, all those new connections. Very well done. And then my last hand position, I'm actually going to come to the side of my head over the temporal lobes and reconnect anything that is shut down in those areas. Good. And I'm going to bring hand up, tap on the head, breathing deeply, and then again tapping over the heart. Now the tapping can be very, very light and gentle. So you may find during that tap out that you experience some signs of shifting. This may look like yawning or sighing, your belly may rumble, or you may just feel much calmer, more relaxed at the end of the tap out. So how this is helping your animal is what we talked about earlier, where they're really reflecting and mirroring what's going on for us. So as we become more calm, clear, and balanced, our animals will follow suit and step into that same pattern, which is really great. So any work we do on ourselves helps them. Now if you're wanting to do some more specific work with your animals, you're welcome to try focusing on them more during the tap out. Now if they start to feel uncomfortable with this in any way, I would just revert your attention back to yourself. But if they feel like they're really enjoying it, continue on through the tap out with your focus on them, and you may see signs of release in them as well. Good. So that's the Cortices tap out, and I hope you enjoyed it. Doing this tap out every day is a great way to help balance any stressful situation and really help you to be able to handle whatever comes up with more ease and stability. Okay, great. Have a wonderful day, happy tapping, and we'll see you soon.